Today we are taking a look at the former best-selling vehicle in the United States, the Ford F-150. That title was taken from this vehicle last year by the Toyota RAV4. And while this particular truck might look pretty basic, it actually is rather special. And that is all to do with this badge right here, Powerboost, which makes this F-150 a hybrid, but as the name Powerboost suggests, it is not just efficiency gains that this powertrain provides to the F-150. So let's take a detailed walk around of this Ford F-150 Powerboost, shown here in the XLT trim level, which again makes it look rather basic, but it's still filled with a lot of features to see what this truck is all about. So F-150 received a slight facelift for 2024, which slightly reworked the front and rear end. So on this XLT model, we have amber daytime running lights, which really flicker on camera, which is why I'm keeping them off, but they sit just here. And then we have LED headlights, which is definitely nice. And the amber daytime running lights are LED. So yeah, even on this XLT, we still have pretty nice looking headlights. And overall, I think this F-150, it's pretty simple and plain looking. The F-150 has never been a very flashy vehicle, and this one certainly isn't an exception to that. And coming around to the side, we can see that the main thing that makes this vehicle look so typical or pedestrian are these 18-inch black wheels we have on this XLT. This does have like a black appearance package, which gives us some black trim elements, the black grille up front, and these black 18-inch wheels. They are nothing special, but I do actually think they do help the ride, because look at how thick the sidewall is on those tires. Definitely helps dampen the ride, and I would say the ride of this F-150 is pretty good. The only indication that this is the hybrid F-150 is that Powerboost badge right there. Everything else about this F-150 looks exactly like every other F-150. You can see this is the XLT trim level on this black badge right there. Nothing really special going on right here. Like every F-150, the front window dips down. That's a signature design element of Ford F-150. And then around back, we have our single exit exhaust on the side right here. And this has the FX4 off-road upgrade as well. And yeah, that's definitely a big gap in the wheel well of the back of this F-150, and kind of makes this a sleeper vehicle, because when we hop under the hood, we'll talk about this powertrain, because it is pretty powerful. And around back, we can also see the new taillights for 2024 that Ford added to F-150. They have a little more styling in them. They kind of cut in a little like F-like in their look when you're looking at it from this angle, and the reverse light in there as well. This black Ford badge, part of that black package that we have on this one, and then obviously F-150 stamped into the tailgate. No automatic tailgate on this XLT, but it is dampened, so I can just release it and it will slowly lower down to reveal our standard 5.5-foot bed. Very nice. This one also has a spray-in bed liner, so you don't have to scratch the metal. All right. But again, it is a little heavy and it is manual to raise. And just gonna take a moment, look at how beautiful it is in LA today, 78 degrees and sunny. Very nice to see a happy LA. This is where the Palisades fires were. You can see the burn scars, well, not with my hand blocking it, but I was actually filming here on the day that the fire broke out, and I could see the smoke. It started off pretty small and then really grew, which was kind of crazy, but a beautiful day today with this pretty subtly designed truck. And just one more thing to mention, even though this is just an XLT, we do have a surround view camera system. So a camera around back, a camera on either side view mirror, and a camera up front, which is a nice feature to see. Again, only an XLT, but this does have a lot of features in it. So then when you combine the features with this powertrain and then just the capabilities of this truck, I do think the price of it is actually very justified, but we'll jump into that later. Now that the hood is open, we can see this truck's powertrain. This is a 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 hybrid setup. Orange means hybrid. That produces 430 horsepower, which is only 20 horsepower less than F-150 Raptor, and 570 pound-feet of torque, which is 60 pound-feet of torque more than F-150 Raptor. That makes this the second torqueiest gas-powered F-150 after the F-150 Raptor R, which uses a V8. This is a very powerful, very punchy engine, and it gets pretty decent fuel economy. You're looking at 23 mpg combined, 22 in the city, 24 on the freeway, which paired with this vehicle's 30.6 gallon fuel tank, which is a tad smaller than other F-150s get. Other F-150s get a 36 gallon fuel tank, but that should still give this vehicle a range of almost 700 miles. Hopping into the Ford F-150 XLT with the Powerboost engine. Guys, this is a full-size F-150. I have so much space behind my ideal driving position at 6'2", sitting upright, plenty of headroom as well. There is no sunroof on this truck to speak of, which I am absolutely fine with. I'm not really a fan of sunroofs, small or panoramic. I always just have the shade closed, so perfectly fine with just a steel roof. Leads to a little more headroom as well. In terms of creature comforts, there aren't too many in the back of this XLT. We have a 12-volt charging outlet, dual USB-C charging outlets, and a 120-volt outlet, which is definitely nice to see. And then just cloth seats here in the back. No heated seats, but we do have power windows, obviously, and map pockets on the seat back pockets in front of us. But that's really okay because there are a lot of features up front, so let's hop up there to check them out. All right, hopping into the front of this Ford F-150 XLT, we can see we have powered seats with adjustable lumbar support, so that is definitely nice to see. And then a little American flag because this is built in Michigan, so you don't have to worry as much, at least, about the new tariffs. Turning it on. Well, we don't have the engine roaring to life, at least right away, because, again, this is a hybrid. And I'm going to scoot my chair back just a little bit to give you guys a wider perspective, and then we can take a tour of this cabin. I absolutely love the interior of F-150s. I really appreciate the massive steering wheel that you get on these vehicles. Is very proportional to the car. I think General Motors, the steering wheel they put on their full-size SUVs and trucks is not big enough, and this definitely is. I hope that they keep this really big steering wheel on their newer F-150s, because obviously the Expedition now has this kind of weird, more yoke-style steering wheel, so we'll see what they do on the truck side of things. And this interior is one of my favorites because it's also a great combination of physical buttons and technology. So we have this large 12-inch infotainment system, which does Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, perfect. But we also have physical climate controls down here. And as you can see, we have 3-level heated seats up front, no ventilated seats. They are cloth once again, but I do like to see that they are heated. 2-zone automatic climate control with 3 levels of that automatic climate control. This is a 4-wheel drive vehicle, so we can be in 2 high, 4 high, 4 low. We have a fully digital instrument cluster, which is also good. Nice to see. And then on the steering wheel, a lot more physical buttons. Very easy to use buttons to adjust our music settings, to skip our music, or to adjust this screen right here, and a lot of easy physical buttons for our cruise control, because this does have Ford's Blue Cruise, which I was actually really surprised to see on this XLT. Again, this does have a lot of features. These automatic seats, heated seats, dual zone automatic climate control, CarPlay, fully digital instrument cluster, Blue Cruise. And I was surprised to see Blue Cruise because looking around, I couldn't find the sensor, because Blue Cruise is Ford's hands-free driving technology, similar to General Motors' Super Cruise. It's not as good as Super Cruise, but it is still a very helpful system. Basically, it scans your eyes, and as long as you're looking at the road and you're driving on a registered freeway, it will drive for you, and you can be completely hands-free as long as you are watching the road and monitoring the system. But when I first sat in this truck, I could not figure out where the Blue Cruise sensor was. Because on F-150 Lightning, which has a much larger touchscreen, it's typically up here on this little thing. Other people put them right here, and General Motors puts it at the top of their steering wheel. But I could not figure out where it was on this vehicle. And then using my camera, because the camera can see the little sensors better than our eyes actually can. If I can zoom in, my camera is being weird. Okay, I figured out It is right here on the driver's door. That little thing, that pink light that's flashing, is the Blue Cruise sensor watching my eyes if I was using it to make sure that I am looking at the road. So it's right over there. Cool that they have added it in. And again, this XLT is full of features. And what a spacious and practical and easy to use cabin this is. I also love this row of physical buttons right here. I like bringing up my camera on such a big vehicle so we can really appreciate that 360-degree bird's eye camera that I was talking about. This has the cool party trick of most new F-150s where if you push this button, the gear selector folds down. Not very elegantly, I have to admit. It doesn't seem like it likes doing it. It jumps a little and it's a little slow, but anyways, it does it. And then you can open up this, fold this flat, and then you have this giant workstation, which is awesome if you're like on a construction site, or if you just want to like write something on your laptop real quick. Cool to have this surface right here that folds up like this, and then this can also open to reveal your center console storage. So very nice. We have a sunglass holder here as well. And I'm overall just very impressed by this interior, all of the features that it has. We also have a wireless charging pad right there, USB-C and USB-A charging inputs as well. So a lot going on in this interior. They did a lot right, and a lot of cool features as well. So that's the Ford F-150 XLT with the Powerboost engine. Now we must talk about the price. Now, as I have hinted at, I actually think this is a really good bargain for all of the stuff you are getting. Some of my comments on the other videos have been, oh, it's only an XLT, how could it cost that much? But again, you're getting this awesome Powerboost engine, which makes 570 pound-feet of torque and returns 23 mpg combined. You're getting all of the capabilities of a Ford F-150. You have surround view camera, Blue Cruise, heated front seats, adjustable front seats, a lot of technology as well. This truck costs $65,000. And that's the price before the new incentives that Ford announced this week that I am filming. So we have all these new tariffs that went into effect, and Ford has the highest percentage of their vehicles built in the United States of any OEM. Knowing that, Ford is trying to incentivize customers to come over them to avoid the higher prices that their competitors are now having to charge. So they are introducing employee pricing to anyone. You don't even have to know a Ford employee to get employee pricing right now. So this truck might even be a little cheaper than that $65,000 price tag that this model has as spec'd on the Monroney. So I'm pretty impressed by this truck. It's definitely a sleeper vehicle, and honestly, I feel like you're getting a lot of vehicle for the price. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.